Hello, this is Kathy Bedell from mystampandspot.com. Thanks for joining me. This is a pre-recorded video of why do I need that Stamparatus? You can see my shadow over here. So this is my Stamparatus. So if you missed the first installment when I went over the Stamparatus and all the pieces and how it works and all of that, go over to YouTube and just search My Stamping Spot, and you can find the previous videos there, or you can scroll right through Facebook and you will find it there, but it might be quicker to go to YouTube. So today we're going to do repeat stamping. We're going to use one plate, and like always, I have my little paper just to protect. So I'm going to be using the clear stamps today. This is the brand new Sweet as a Peach stamp set, and I'm going to use this Happy Birthday, and they are clear. So because they are clear, I'm going to use my foam mat because the red rubber would have that padding, and since this does not have the padding of the red rubber, you need to use this foam mat. And I'm going to pop this in here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to just put a piece in there. Oh, let me get a magnet first off the back. Now, if you remember, I highly suggest you only use one magnet at a time and put some packing tape on it to make it easy, because as you can see, it's got a very strong grip. And as a reminder, I also want to remind you that I always put the paper way up the corner. That way, if your magnet slips at all or your paper moves at all, you know exactly where it's going back to. So I have my clear Happy Birthday stamp. This is called repeat stamping, hinge stamping. So what we're going to do is I'm choosing a stamp that is as wide as this hinge, or should I say is within that hinge. You don't want it wider. If you do choose a bigger image, then it'll be 2 hinges that you're going to be stamping, every 2. We want to stamp every 1. So you can use a bigger stamp set, but it works better with a narrower one. So I'm going to place this down so that I think it looks straight. And I want to place it within my first hinge. I want to center it. And I'm really leaning over this camera, so this may be a little crooked. Now, closing the door, and I'm picking up my stamp. And see what's happening with my cardstock? It's bubbling up a little bit, but that's okay because I know it goes right in that corner. Like that. Okay, let's talk inks. I'm going to move this over because I know that you can't see the whole thing with the way my camera is. Let's talk inks. You can use a big ink pad. There's nothing wrong with using a big ink pad. I am choosing to use these little Stampin' Spots. Sometimes Stampin' Up! Sells a little mini collection of them, of like 3 or 5 ink spots in a color family that matches a DSP or something. But when we don't sell those, we sell these packages of 5 uninked. So these have no ink in them. So you would simply take your, well, this is sealed. I'm not going to open it, I guess. But you would simply just take your ink refill and put ink on there and make it whatever color you want, but then label it. Make sure you write what color's on it for future use. Okay, these are a good deal. These can be found in the catalog on page 129. And they are, let's see, they are $9 for the 5 of them. Right there, $9 for 5 of them. They're uninked Stampin' Spots. The other place you can get these is if you've ever received a paper pumpkin or an all-inclusive card kit. Sometimes they come with these. So I'm going to ink up my words Happy Birthday with Bermuda Bay. So now remember, this is hinge stamping or repeat stamping. This goes by a few different names. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes from before. Yeah, repeat stamping is, I think, what I termed it last time. Now, remember, the beautiful thing about the Stamparatus is if you don't get it completely inked, it's okay. You just go back and re-ink it. So, there we go. Now watch this. I lift my plate straight up and I move it down one hinge, and then I'm going to re-ink. This is a great effect to put, you know, as a decorative piece on a card front. And we just keep moving it down 1 inch, one hinge. You can see why now I said that you want to be sure that your stamp fits within the hinge. And we can do a bigger one. Maybe I'll pull one after for you to see. But if it's too big, it doesn't have the same effect because you can't get as many repeats. And it's the repeats that kind of makes it so cool. There we go. That's repeat stamping or hinge stamping. And they're perfectly spaced. Beautiful. Now let me show you another little trick. I have another piece of cardstock here. Cut small again. Now this time, I am going to have like a fading effect. Kind of like a ombre effect. I want my first one to be really dark. Really dark. We're going to push that in there. And I'm actually going to ink that up again. I want it to be very, very dark. As dark as I can get it. Like that. I'm going to lift it up. Move it down one hinge. Now this is how we're going to create the ombre effect. Now you'll notice that I have some ink on my board. But it's okay, on my plate, but it's okay. Okay, I'm just stamping once. Now I'm going to move my magnet up here. I'm going to go down in another hinge, but I'm not going to re-ink. See that? Isn't that kind of cool? I'm going to go down one more hinge, and I'm not going to re-ink. There we go. There's my ombre effect. Hope you can get a good image of that. See that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay. Now I have another technique to show you. Something else we can do with this. I'm going to put another piece of cardstock. Now this one is bigger. I should have cut down another piece, but that's okay. You'll get the idea. It should be this size, but it's not. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn one over. Well, no, because I want to show you them all at the end. So my happy birthday is not going to be centered on this, okay? But let me show you what we're going to do here. I'm going to alternate cards. Not cards. I'm going to alternate colors. And again, you can do this with a full-size ink pad. You do not have to have the Stampin' Spots. I just think it's easier personally. All right, now this time, instead of going down one hinge, I'm going down 2 hinges. And I'm going to re-ink. And then I'm going to go down 2 hinges again. 1, 2 hinges. And I'm going to re-ink. Now this is where you're going to want to get your chamois. I'm going to put the cover on this because I'm done using this color for now. You could get the chamois, or I am going to use a wipe. Like this. Now, this is an alcohol wipe, like a Clorox wipe. I will tell you, if you choose to use a wipe, go back and take this stamp and use the stamping cleaner and kind of recondition it, because the alcohol will dry it out over time. So you want to spritz some of your little mist, your Stampin' Mist, onto your little scrub pad, and then clean this over on your scrub pad. Because that way, it kind of reconditions the stamp set. All right, now this time, this is where we started, right? I'm going to go down 1. And now I'm going to bring in Gorgeous Grape. But I have to move my magnet. And go. And then I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to go 2 down, so that I'm going every other hinge at this point. And this gives you kind of a really cool effect. I don't know, every time I see this, I think of teenagers. I don't know why. You know how teenagers can be tough to design cards for sometimes? There we go. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? So this is repeat stamping. We've done every other hinge. This is every hinge one color. And then this is the ombre effect. I double inked up here, then I re-inked once, and then I just stamped off and stamped off again. So let me show you. This is just a quick little card I put together with this effect. This paper is the new Hostess paper that's in the catalog. If you host a workshop, you can choose this as one of your gifts with your host money. And I just mounted it. And honestly, I chose the inks and I didn't match it to the paper, but it's kind of so eclectic looking, I thought it worked anyway. Okay, I have something else to show you now. Let me clean this up. Now, we're going to take another big piece, get the covers on the inks that I've used. Let me take this big piece here. Again, I'm going to put it up in the corner. I am going to replace my stamp back in my Sweet as a Peach. I have a class coming up with that, by the way. It's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. Okay. You'll see a class go out in a few weeks. I go to Maui on Friday, so early in June you'll see a class on that. Okay, now we're going to do an image. This is Turtle Friends. This has an accompanying punch. Okay, we're going to use the little turtle image. He's really cute. And I'm going to put him up here on the side. And again, I want to get him in the hinges. I'm going to pick him up. Now, I'm going to choose to stamp him in Early Espresso. And we stamp. Pick up, go down 1. And we stamp. Pick up and go down 1. So see, you can do it with words or with images. It's really cute. Very cute, actually. Go down 1. I'm going to re-ink here. And one more time. I have to move my magnet. I'm going down 1 more hinge. Re-inking my little turtle up. It kind of reminds me of Franklin. Anybody has kids about that age. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip my plate over like this. And I am going to take, if I can find it, where is it? These clear stamps, they can be so hard to see sometimes. I'm looking for the little liner of the shell. I was using it earlier today, so I know it's, oh, I found them. Okay. Now this little guy, he lines up right inside here. Now, I could do this on scrap paper first to make sure I get the line the way I like it. But I'm going to chance. It's clear. It's probably pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to pick that up. I am going to close up my Early Espresso, and I'm going to open up a Pear Pizzazz. Now watch this. Boom. Re-ink it. I'm going to move it down 1 hinge and stamp. Move it down 1 hinge. Re-ink it. And you just keep going. And I just kept doing that until I made this card. What do you think? And so this big image here, I stamped using one side, and then I put the little tortoise shell on the other side, just like I was doing with the column. And there you go. Really cute. You see what it says? Happy belated birthday. Sorry I was slow. All right. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today. next month, we're going to cover reverse stamping. So that'll be fun and exciting. Remember to always put your magnet back in its little cubby and clean your stamps good and condition them with the Stampin' Scrub if you used a wipe like I did. And we will see you the last Monday of June. I will be live then, so you can ask questions, and you can go back and ask questions about this video as well at that point if you need to. Okay? Thanks for joining me for Why Do I Need That Stamparatus? Have a great day. Bye.